Welcome to Ginger's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite breakfast stuffed French toast. I'm going to make the cinnamon version. The video will have mostly the cinnamon version on it, but I'm also going to have, towards the end of the video, the regular version that I make without the cinnamon. First, you start by spreading the cream cheese on your bread. This bread is frozen, and that makes it easier to spread the cream cheese. If you're using a very soft bread, you're going to have to be careful not to have it all fall apart on you. It's going to be sweet and savory because I use a little bit of maple syrup on my French toast, and that's why I don't use the jam that the original recipe called for in with the cream cheese. That was too sweet for me because I like my maple syrup. I like using whipped because you have better control over the amount that you use. So I'm starting with just a little bit of butter in a non-stick pan. Now I'm going to dip the bread in the egg mixture, and I put a little bit of cinnamon in it, as you'll see. Now I use 2 eggs because I want some for the French toast and I want some scrambled eggs to have on the side. I'm using super thin sliced bread, 45-calorie bread that I would normally have with scrambled eggs. So I'm going to make the French toast and have some scrambled eggs on the side, but I'm using total 2 eggs. So it's equivalent to having the 2 thin slices of toast with your scrambled eggs. Now before I flip the French toast, I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of maple syrup on top because I love sweet and savory. By doing that, I use very little maple syrup. The flavor gets on the French toast, but a little bit of residual stays in the pan for my scrambled eggs later on, and then I have my sweet and savory breakfast. A lot of times I take a little bit of the maple syrup and the butter and I microwave it. It thins out the maple syrup, it tastes delicious, and you don't use much syrup. Just have to be careful because it gets pretty hot. Make sure your French toast is thoroughly cooked on both sides before taking it out of the pan. So I'm scrambling my eggs, and I scramble them till they're fully cooked, but they're not overcooked, like they tell me they do in France. They scramble their eggs till they're just cooked. You don't want them to get crispy and brown, but fully cooked. So here is the cinnamon cream cheese stuffed French toast. I'm also adding the plain eggs without the cinnamon and the French toast with only the maple syrup, included on this video as well. Coming up next. Now here's the second recipe that I didn't use the cinnamon in. I shook the eggs up and then poured them in the bowl. Then just proceed like the first video. My grandmother had an old Tupperware shaker that she used to use for things like this. She used to use it for her flour mixture for her gravy. So this is a plate of the stuffed French toast and the scrambled eggs without the cinnamon. And this was a big hit with my son's friends. They don't live in our area anymore, and a couple of them live out of the country. So hopefully they can watch this and it'll bring back memories. And when they're back visiting, I can have their families over and we can make some new memories. So this is the stuffed French toast and scrambled eggs with the cinnamon. And as you saw previous, it was without the cinnamon. The one without the cinnamon looks prettier on the plate, but I love the taste of the one with the cinnamon. Thank you for viewing, and I hope you enjoy.